so many issues facing us today, and election integrity is one
Very
of them.
important. It is.
We just this week, Fox News finally picked up a federal story about voter fraud in Minnesota.
Correct.
And do you want to weigh in on?
I certainly would. Well, we all lived through the 2008 election, which was obviously a nightmare. It was one of the most dysfunctional elections in U.S. history. And as I travel the country, people are just appalled at what happened in our state. And our state has acquired a very negative reputation, along with Chicago and some other places, for being an inbred political machine. I mean, look at the Attorney General's office here in Minnesota. It's been held by one party for 40 years. 40 years. Yeah, 1971, Doug Head was the last Republican Attorney General. And whenever you see government being locked in to a political machine, for decades you begin to see scandals and turmoil.
Corruption.
Well, yeah, you know, you can certainly call it that. Scandals and turmoil that are linked to the machine politics that are involved. So we have law. We have some of the strangest laws in our state. And as you travel around the country and people hear about the vouching law, for example, or the fact that people can register the day of the election, so there's a wave that overwhelms the system, so that bad votes are counted. The vouching law, where they're not even tracking people. You don't need any ID at all. You just need to be vouched in. How many people are doing that? Where do they go? Where else do they go to be vouched in?
Thousands of
We have no idea. And sometimes the news media will ask me, they'll say, well, do you have evidence that there's widespread fraud? And I say, well, no, nobody does, because nobody's been looking. Nobody's been investigating the election fraud. So here we have a private organization, Minnesota Majority. They spent years of their own time, their own money, doing the job that our Attorney General and our Secretary of State are supposed to be doing, but they're looking the other way.
Right.
And even more troubling, you see relationships between our government agencies and these organizations that are nefarious. They're being prosecuted in many states. The classic example is, of course, ACORN. And ACORN is being prosecuted around the country for election fraud and for doing things that are illegal to contaminate elections. And our Attorney General, this 40-year, the product of a 40-year political machine, actually has the rare A+ endorsement of ACORN.
She has the endorsement of ACORN?
Yeah, well, and she got an A+ rating from them. Now, this is troubling because her job is election integrity, and she's been endorsed and supported by an organization that's known around the country for the opposite of election integrity. This is very troubling.